It's not working. Today we're going to talk about Michelle. Michelle, my belle, by the Beatles. And I hope you like it. I like it. I think it's a wonderful song. Came out in 1965. I think it was December 1965. And I was a boy, a very small boy. And there was a girl next door who moved in, and her name was Michelle. She was a little bit younger than me. She was very pretty. And for some reason, I remember that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the chords. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the components of the song Michelle. I have been working on Michelle, the actual guitar lesson. Let's see here. I'm going to have to turn off my phone because when my phone is on, it messes with the electronics. I guess I wasn't ready to go. Okay. All done. Let's pull up my notes here and we will just run right into this. After the live stream is done, I will cut off this beginning section. Hello everyone, my name is Hal. This is Quail Studios Guitar. We are going to talk about Michelle today. And as I've been working on Michelle by the Beatles, it's a Lennon and McCartney song, by the way. I pulled up Ultimate Guitar. I just became, well, a pro user at Ultimate Guitar. And I was a little surprised at what I saw there, and I'm going to share that with you today. I found out that they suggested, their pro version suggested a capo on the 5th fret, like this. I'm going to put a capo on my guitar. And using those notes right there. And that's not bad, I don't think. Or maybe it's... I don't remember exactly which one it is. I'd have to look it up. The first chord is a C minor chord. Michelle, which is a bar chord. And there are 12 different chords in this song. And in fact, let me put it on the screen so you can see. Here we go. Now, as you look at this, you'll see it says right up here. Here, let me get my portable mouse so I can point at it. Right up here it says tuning, E, A, D, G, B, E, key of F, capo 5th fret. And so you do this, you play these tabs right here like it was in relation to the capo. And then your verse is right there. Let's see where the chords are. Oh yeah, I have to push this. Here's the chords right here. C minor major 7, C minor 7. So all of these chords, there are actually, let me count them. There are 10 chords that are basically bar chords. 9 are bar chords, and one of them is not an open position chord. The E flat 7 is not a bar chord, but it's right. E flat, wait, not that one. This one right here. The E flat 7 is not technically a bar chord, but it can be a challenge for beginners and intermediate players. Personally, I like open position chords because they are easier to work with. Let me take that off the screen so we can talk here and I can look at you. You can look at me. Open position chords are easier to work with, and so let's see what happened there. And I like the chord voicings, the way that the chord voicings come out better. And many of my students, I'd say 90% are in the beginning and intermediate stage. And those of you who are beyond that point, you know how to take my arrangements and make them harder without telling you what to do, right? Okay, I don't want to move this over to the other screen. There we go. Now, the pros of this arrangement on Ultimate Guitar is that it sounds like the recording. except there are really no low notes because this is a guitar arrangement. not an arrangement for solo guitar. I like to do arrangements for solo guitar. So instead of having, excuse me, let me put this back on. Instead of having the F minor chord sounding like this, right? I'd rather have it down here. Let's see, I could do it without a capo. Like that, right? But then you still have a lot of bar chords you have to deal with. So I decided to put this, instead of in the key of F, into the key of E. And we'll talk about that. So the arrangements that I do are for solo guitar, but you can also use them for a band or a group, a small group situation, or a duet or something like that, a duo. Also, I usually show you how to play the song with my arrangement in the same key as the original. A lot of times I do. Sometimes I don't. And I'll show you what to do with my arrangement today. But for some reason, and if for some reason I forget to do that, then I suggest that you get in touch with me, and I'll clarify this either in a video or privately with you. And you can get in touch with me at lessonswithhal@gmail.com, right? Okay, let's talk about my arrangement of Michelle. I'm playing it in open tuning. It's actually in F. And if you want to play this song in F, what you do is you would put a capo on the first fret and play an E chord. What I'm going to do is take the capo off, and I'm going to show you how to play it just without the capo, and then you can decide what to do later. So it starts out with an E chord. You know what's interesting to me is that the Ultimate Guitar version has over 40,000 views and has been added to favorites 7,304 times. And that's great, but let's do this. I'm going to actually put this in my book this month on the 15th of August. So you can see, and I'm going to show you some tabs and things like that that are going to be in the book. All right, let's pull up. I think what I'll do, oops, no, I don't want to do that. There we go. I want to move that over here off screen a little bit, so you can see my guitar too. Oops, that's the wrong chord. I want to start with E minor. And that's what we're going to do. It's 9, 8, 7. That's our first chord for the introduction. Okay, and the next one will be like this. So it goes. Do you notice that this looks like an A minor chord? It looks like that shape, like this one down here, but it's up here and it's on different strings. I always think of these shapes a lot of times when I'm playing. Let's go back to that E minor chord. Okay, notice it has that straight line there, and then the D sharp, the D sharp augmented chord. That's what this is called. 7th fret, 8th fret. And then this looks like a D chord, but it's on the 7th fret. It's actually a G chord, and it's got a D bass. I forgot to put that on the screen. And then the next one will be C sharp diminished. I'll play these in order in just a second. Like one right after the other. And then we have C major 7, sorry, like that. And then we go, it's like an A minor with a C bass, and then you have this note right here. And then you go to a B7 chord, like this. Just a regular B7. Okay, I'm going to play that all together. I'm going to put these tabs on the screen. Let's see. Where should I put them? I'm going to put them in front of my face so you can see the guitar. Okay, so this is how it looks. There. I'd have to practice that to be able to get it a lot faster, but that B7. So let's do it one more time. Then we go into the chord. The chord that starts the verse, right? Michelle. Like that. So the little problem I'm having is going from that A minor chord to the B7. So what I would have to do to play this song is I would need to do something I call rocking back and forth between two chords. What we do is we would take that chord and I would just start doing this. And that's what you do. And I don't care how many times you have to do it to be able to get this to work. It's getting better for me. You can see what I'm doing here. Am I driving you crazy yet? This is what you do. When you practice, you need to, when somebody's listening in the other room, it's like, what is that person doing anyway? Right? Almost have it. Do it slowly. Like that. So that's what you need to do when you're practicing. All right, let's see. So I'm going to be using the same format. What I mean is the form of the song. I'm going to call this a verse. Michelle, my belle, these are words that... Oh, these chords. Did I get these chords? No, I didn't get these chords written down. Not all of them. We have an E chord going to an A minor 7. These chords are in my book, by the way. Let's see here. Let me show you. I'm going to bring up my book. So here's my book. It's called Quail Studios Music and Lead Sheets, a collection of music and arrangements of popular songs by Hal Stead. What this is, it's an unofficial version of these songs because this is what I use when I'm playing. So if I go to the table of contents right here, and let's go to, now I don't have Michelle in here right now. This is, I've got 383 pages. It says it right up here at the top. And you can see the different songs that I have. You'll notice sometimes like And I Love Her by the Beatles, there's 3 different versions. There's an album and an alternate version. And then there's a tab for George's lead. So sometimes I have multiple versions of things. But I don't count all of those as separate. If I have 3 versions of If I Had a Hammer by Peter, Paul, and Mary, their thing, I've got an improv version, a standard version, and a Pete Seeger, Lee Hayes easy version there. I only count that as one song. So there's like 116 songs or something like that. Let's go down to the chords down in the, let's see, where is it at? Let's see, scales. Simplified chords. Oh, here's the open position chords. Okay, so here on page 369, you get a page of open position chords. These are really, really important chords that you need to know. So there you go. Now you can look at my other page. All right. There we go. Very good. Give me a thumbs up if you like what we're doing here so far. Let's see now. So what we're going to do here is this Michelle, A minor 7, That's on that chord page that I showed you. Going to a D. C sharp diminished. Let's talk about diminished chords for a minute. In fact, I had a diminished chord on my chords that I put up here. Yeah, there's a C sharp diminished. And then, let's see, that's the only one I have. The C sharp diminished chord is really interesting because, oh, that's not the one I want. Where's the other one? Oh, I don't have that one. Okay, well, we could look at that one anyway. This C sharp diminished chord has 3 notes in it. Okay, this C sharp diminished chord has 4 notes in it. So this is, let's get my tuner on so I can see what those notes are. C sharp, B, and G. This one is C sharp, B flat, G, and E. There's a B there. What's the B doing in it? Oh, that's a half diminished chord. Ah, that's different than I thought. It's not a fully diminished chord, it's a half diminished. Or a minor 7 sharp 5. Okay, let's go back to what we've got here. I'm going to turn those chords off. So the C sharp diminished chord is the same shape as this chord, which I'm calling a B flat diminished chord. Because what happens is that as you play this shape, if you go up 3 frets, 1, 2, 3, it's the same chord. The reason it's the same chord is because it's the same notes. So here is a C sharp diminished, E diminished, D diminished, fully diminished 7th. Now I can do the same thing. If I go down here, it's a B flat diminished chord. So it's got a B flat in it, a C sharp in it, an E, and a G. And these are just in different orders. So when I'm playing, let's see. Michelle, my belle, these are words that go together well. B chord, going to B flat diminished. My Michelle. The reason we get that, the reason we choose that, because Paul, when he plays his bass line, that's what he does. Instead of my Michelle, right? Instead of going up to that chord, I'm going down to B flat because of wanting to imitate Paul's bass. Michel, ma belle, D sont des mots qui vont très bien ensemble, très bien ensemble. Did I sing that right? Are those the right words? I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I want to say. So we got an E minor, going to a G, C, until I find a way. I will say the only words I know that you'll understand. I love that part. It's so nice. We can either use this chord, C major 7, or we can use a C. Paul sings a you, he sings that B. You'll understand. Now, in the video that's going to come out in just as soon as I can get it done, because I've been working on it for days, literally, you're going to see a breakdown of that. You're going to see my right hand and you're going to see tabs on the screen and chords on the screen and everything like that. So I'm not going to go through everything in detail today because we're going to do that. You're going to see that in the next video that's going to come out. As soon as I get that done, I will upload it and release it to you, and you will be able to see it. It'll be great. So there we go. There's 2 verses. Michelle, my belle, right? Does that with the English words. Then it does another verse. Michelle, my belle. And then it goes to a pre-chorus. I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I want to say. And then this part that says, I will say the only words I know that you'll understand. I think that's kind of like the chorus. And then it goes back into the verse. Michelle, my belle. So that's how it goes. It's got a verse, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then it's got a lead. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, dun, da, da, dun, 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 da, da, dun, 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 da, 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 da. And that's exactly like the verse, the chords are. And then it goes to a pre-chorus. I want you, I want you, I want you. I think you know by now. Right? And then it goes into another chorus. Till I do, I'm telling you so you understand. Oops, wrong chord. Then it goes back to Michelle, my belle. And then it does one more chorus. I will say the only words I know that you'll understand. My Michelle. Da 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 da. And you're done. So watch for that video about exactly how to play it. I'm going to break it down. Right hand, you're going to get right hand camera. You're going to get left hand camera. You're going to get chords and tabs on the screen. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all you guys that are here today. Fantastic. So give me a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. And what we're going to do now is we are going to go hang out with supporters. Okay? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you all very much. You can get in touch with me at lessonswithhal@gmail.com, at Patreon, Subscribestar. In this description, you will find links about how to do that, and you can get my book. Details are in the description. Thanks a lot. See you later. Take care.